as we ramble about PC specs.
Just build a PC. That's where I'm at now.
Well, honestly, for what shit's going for nowadays,
Yeah.
the price of this is actually not bad.
Brent, what I would say is just watch Slick Deals. Are you a Slick Deals person?
Don't think I've ever looked on there.
Go on Slick Deals and just look up PCs. That's where I found me and Cesar's. That's where I found our laptops also.
Yeah, I paid less than 500. It was like 492.
Yep, that was us. It must have been like 470, 469 or something.
Look,
420.69.
pretty sure this is it. On Walmart.com, you'll see it. Yeah, this is it. If it'll damn load. Intel i5. Let's see. NVIDIA GeForce GTX 1650.
Exact opposite of what we have. We all have AMD all out. We have a fucking PS4.
Yeah, we're Ryzen AMD family. We have the fucking
Oh, no.
PS4.
it's a PS4 in there. Yeah.
Wait a minute. Is this? Okay, no, that's the laptop down there.
Yeah, I was about to say, Brand, I'm
that's
not
a different
excited
one.
yet. You're gonna have to step it up from there.
8 gigs, Windows 10, 256 gigs hard drive, and that's M.2 SSD expandable, AMD Ryzen, 3.4 gigahertz. Let's see. Yeah, AMD Ryzen 5.
Gigawatts.
Built-in graphics or separate graphics card? Does it say?
Let's see, AMD Ryzen 5, 3500 processors, 6 core.
I'm gonna send you one I just found on Slick Deals. It's a Ryzen 7, but it has integrated graphics.
Media card, NVIDIA GeForce with 4 gigabytes.
Okay, so it is a separate one.
GDDR, yeah, 6. And then 8 gigs of separate GDR4 RAM, expandable up to 32.
Okay.
Get what you feel comfortable with, man. That's the end of the day. That 4 gigs is killing me, though. That's what we got in my machine right now, and it's pain.
Cesar, you got new RAM and you boosted mine. You gave me your stock RAM for this one.
I upgraded the CPU, upgraded the memory, and the only thing I can't do is the graphics card. I'm stuck in that 4 gigs. 4 gigs is garbage. Wish it was 8 gigs.
Brant, what are you trying to do with it? You're trying to game with it?
Yeah, game, stream.
Yeah.
Have a central hub. I mean, we can do our calls from that too, rather than me just having to constantly set up the laptop and whatnot.
Yep. That's kind of where I got to with this one. I mean, this was pre-pandemic. It wasn't supposed to be, but it handled like our Silent Hill. Our god-awful Siren stream was off my laptop, and then we rolled this computer in for our Siren stream or our Silent Hill stream, and it was
the greatest of all streams.
It was flawless. That Siren stream is trash. Oh, it's still on YouTube though. God bless.
8 frames per second.
Oh, 8 seconds per frame.
That works too.
It's truer. Oh shit! I'm sitting on my cord. Damn it! I'm sure that looks funny on camera. Damn, I sucked up my cord.
Oh, just you playing with your cord? Yeah.
It's not good.
Just another stream.
I rolled over it somehow.
Richard and his cord.
Because we have one viewer.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Did y'all hear that?
What?
Just you playing with your cord? Yeah.
I hear somebody talking.
It's Brant. Through the stream.
Oh, great. We have our own Inception happening.
Cut the cord. Yeah, streamception.
I love how they
Okay,
just,
Joel,
the next
not
one was like they
load.
kept
What the
going and
hell?
going and going.
Oh, God bless. I've seen that with I've seen that with a screen share on Zoom or something. Zoom starts multiplying itself. Then I had a meeting with was Ring Central via Zoom. Have y'all seen that one? Y'all heard of Ring Central?
Mm-mm.
Vaguely.
It's like, what the fuck is this? I had to download a separate client for this one meeting. I'm like, what the fuck?
Wow. This one's definitely a little. This one even includes a. Hell yeah.
The one I sent you?
This one includes. Yeah, it includes a disk drive on it.
You gotta burn those Castlevania Dreamcast games somehow, sir.
Yeah. Well, I've got an external
Yeah.
disk drive.
I wonder if your Mac was fucking with that somehow, that process.
Not using it on my Mac.
Oh.
I have a Windows 10
Okay.
like hybrid tablet PC deal.
Gotcha.
And cuz yeah, a lot of stuff doesn't play nice with Mac.
Oh, I remember. All right, we still just have our one viewer.
Well, I'm on there.
Yeah, as am I. I'm looking at
That's weird.
looking at my crotch,
Me
apparently.
too. It says one across the boards. I guess it's just
Yeah.
not cooperating. This is that pre-show greatness everybody tunes in for. Or we have 5 people show up at like 8:30. They're like, fuck this. I
USB-C.
hate that first part.
I like this. This is nice.
So Brant, just download Slick Deals or go to their website. I prefer the app, honestly. And just you can either set an alert for PC or just search whenever you feel like it and see what pops up and kind of check out specs that you want. Cesar, we have an RX. This is an RX 580 AMD, I think. The 4 gig version.
It's RX 580. Yep, 4 gigs.
So it does everything that I want to throw at it game wise. It played Resident Evil 2 like almost flawlessly, so it's not. It was never going to be my primary thing. Remember, I was playing Half-Life on it, but it's good for game capture and such.
Yeah.
It plays my Wii bullshit just fine, so it does my thing.
Was that Wii bullshit?
Weed, not weed. Weeb.
Weed bullshit.
Weeb.
Like motion controls, like Wii Music
Weeaboo.
and Skyward Sword.
No, exactly.
Weeb.
You got it.
Weeb Music. Come on, that was our fucking title. We're not even recording yet. God damn it. I should have just hit go.
Yeah, you should have.
No, Brandon knows what I'm talking about.
I know what Weeb is. Yes, that's it. So that's why we bought one on launch day. We thought Red Steel was the next thing in gaming.
Those bastards were so hard to find, man. It took me it was a while till I got a Wii.
Oh, I had a select personnel set up to not have to worry about it.
Of course you did.
One of my future employers was one of them. Cesar was one of them. I made sure certain people got taken care of.
So if you ever get bored, Richard, our AMD graphics card thing takes a snapshot. All the bullshit we play. I'll throw this in the chat so nobody else can enjoy it but us.
It's like some kind of Radeon adrenaline thing.
Basically, just tells my average frames per second. The only impressive part Resident Evil 7
on your,
in there, but
on your games.
Yeah,
13 minutes.
Played on the PC. Yeah.
2 hours played on Skype, man. That's a long time.
Skype's a great game.
Where's the frames per second? Game of the year, Skype.
You see it below for Skype or for Resident Evil or everything else.
Yeah, you're 60 frames per second on everything.
So yeah, you can do Resident Evil 7. 7, I think I have it in the. It's not Ultra. It's like maybe 2 steps below Ultra.
Yeah.
So, and then that's what you get. So.
It's not bad at all.
All right, okay. When I opened the chat, my thing glitched out again. How did I fix that again? Do y'all remember?
I don't remember.
Fuck.
Because you didn't tell us. You're just I figured it out.
Yep, I never should have clicked on the link. Oh, God, here we go again. Why did I click on the chat?
No, it's great we did it now versus it's halfway through the show, so.
Oops, Richard did it again.
How did I just close? Go to call. I think I found it. Yep, go back to call. Get out of the chat. When I go to the chat, it blocks everything.
Get a sticky note out. Get a sticky
Yeah,
note.
no, make a note. I'll never forget this again.
Put it on the sticky note and leave it on there. That way you go like, oh, that's why I had the sticky
Yep,
note.
editor's
It's always here.
Editor's note: when it flakes out, go back to call.
Because you can put out the top of the sticky note, and just in case some dumbass puts something in the chat, this is what you do.
So how come y'all pull up the chat? Is it because it's capturing my local? Is that what it's doing?
Probably. That's probably why.
Oh, fucking hell.
Probably, yeah. 'Cause you're an OBS hell, so.
No, sir, I'm the master of my OBS. There's no hell happening here.
Oh no, there's hell happening. He just hasn't unleashed
Nope,
yet.
I'm the
It's always
master.
happening.
Nope, I'm the master of my own OBS.
Now it's gonna be great because when it breaks, it's gonna like, how the fuck did this even happen?
ring
Like,
the-
well, it was saving up all that time and getting stronger. It's trying to get its final form. Took your ass
We
out.
perfected this, sir. Real talk, though, if we had figured this out sooner, would we have our other two compatriots, our OG staffing? Would we need the services of young Brant? Brant was
I'd probably
coming
I'd
eventually.
probably say yeah.
Brant was coming eventually, anyways.
I'd probably say yeah, because your brother. I mean, you told me about what happened with him. That seemed inevitable.
Yes, you gotta put that flash on there, like you said. You were gonna call him out and be like, "Wait, I don't know him that well." Richard told me what happened.
Like
He's talking about Chad. He's talking about your brother.
That works too. That's fine.
Different stuff came up in his life, and he moved in, kind of a different
don't
direction.
Try to save it now.
So
Don't try to save it now. You push Richard in the train already for him and Russell. So
This is Brant.
oh,
This is Brant
once they
trying
start
to
doing
backpedal. Brant's
once
just
they start doing
Brant's just backpedaling.
once they start doing meth, who knows?
Oh God, my brother's not doing that.
He's
Always
not
it's
doing meth.
my description is like life comes at you fast and just leave it at that.
Life is like a freight train. Wait, no, that's something else.
Oh, I don't know. There's no going back. On that note, do I keep the podcast table? Do I keep collecting the items that I've carefully curated on the podcast table?
You should.
I mean, eventually.
You should eventually get another set table that's exactly the same size and shape, and just place it on top of that table and just have a double decker.
Stack it.
Okay, you're both fucking around. There's room. There's room for it to go up.
I'm looking at it. You need that extra table for more space.
Double decker
Y'all
table.
both fucking around. There's
Double-decker table.
space.
Yeah.
I'll put some bunk bed ass tables down here, and don't mess with me.
I'm not joking. I'm dead serious. You're just gonna have to get some bunk bed bar stools. Somehow I gotta get up there.
So, I'm thinking this becomes the stream setup in here. We end up with a couch of some kind here that we can sit at, and we put the TV
Green screen?
or capture
Green
stuff
screen?
over here. What?
Green screen.
Huh?
Green screen.
Yeah, green screen
Green
behind
screen?
us. That's fine too.
Yes. That way we can do nonstop Disney Channel promo.
Just paint that wall green.
Good.
Nonstop Disney Channel promos, Nickelodeon promos, just running in the background. Get that strike down
Yeah.
while we stream.
Lizzie McGuire episodes in the background.
It's always the part where they're drawing the Mickey Mouse ears. It's the only ones you have on there. Not even the shows, just the commercials.
So, Brant, I would almost be with you, but there's like 3 levels of house that are all this color. Like, I cannot.
Yeah.
If I do one wall, it's like
Oh no.
I'm screwed.
No, you can definitely. I mean, they sell that fabric different places, or you can. I think some of the
green screens aren't expensive. I priced them when Cesar and I were doing our bullshit. I was pricing them.
Really?
Yeah.
I feel like some of them are. I feel like some people want a little bit too much for them. But, I mean, honestly, yes, some of them aren't that bad.
Because what I could do is I could pivot. So this whole streaming setup, I don't know if you've seen it, Brant, but it's like, you see it moving? This whole PC and everything I rigged up on like this cart with wheels. So it's my ultra-wide monitor and everything. So we could pivot that to the side. And have
Think of the AV car from high school. That's what he's talking about.
Yep.
He just rolls it in whenever he.
That's
has
it.
to do
That's it.
podcasts.
With no,
Yeah.
well, I can put a CRT on it. I was about to say, but no CRT.
You should, yeah.
And I could put a VCR on there.
We can watch the Voyage of the Mimi when we come over.
Oh my God, starring young Ben Affleck. Brent, did you ever have to watch Voyage of the Mimi?
I don't
No,
think so.
no.
That's like a rite of passage for every. Well, you might have been too young.
Sixth grade. That was 6th grade, right?
Yeah, it was like 5th grade. It was elementary,
I
middle
watched
school.
it at Adamson. It was 6th grade.
Yeah. I watched it in elementary as well. So you gotta remember, I'm a couple years ahead of you. So
Brant, it was a series about like the ship that followed. They were tracking whales, right? It was a biology. It was in a biology class.
Yeah.
They were tracking whales, and it stars a young Ben Affleck, and he's like 6 years old. He's just this blonde-headed, like toe-headed kid, and it's Ben Affleck, and it was on Laserdisc, right? You had the Laserdisc, Cesar?
Oh my
Is that what y'all
gosh.
played it on?
we watched it on
Yep.
Laserdisc, or I think that might have been the only way we watched it. I don't recall it being on VHS, and I wasn't old enough for DVD yet. So.
That show had a banging theme song. I can't remember it right offhand, but I know that theme song was fucking great.
Yeah, it's like the Oregon Trail of our video media days.
It was. Voyage of the Mimi. Look, we got to see if it's on YouTube. I haven't seen that in 21 years, I guess.
I'm sure we can go to the Pirates Bay and get a copy if we really wanted to.
God bless the Pirates Bay.
And what's funny is probably like 50 people were seeing that, and it's like the studios out there like, I'm getting all these people. There's nobody watching this material. I'm like, send them cease and desist, and they're paying money.
Did you ever get a cease and desist from torrents or anything?
No, I at the point where they made everything streaming eligible easily, I've quit torrenting. So
I think I cut off too late. I got one from Paramount. I guess it was Paramount Pictures from that first Star Trek movie. I got one from them.
the reboot,
Yeah.
with the Chris's fighting each other.
What was it? Oh, and the Zachary Quintos.
That's all I remember. That's all I can recall from the first movie was the two Chris's. I was like, oh god, they're fighting each
Battle
other.
of the Chris's. The Battle of the Joshes, the Battle of the Richards. Oh god, this is all an episode. Why are we not fucking recording this bullshit?
I don't know. You shit at that smooth record one. It's like that, you know, my favorite State Farm commercial of all time is the one with him, Patty Mahomes, and Aaron Rodgers. And they have
Which one? They got a couple.
the one with Ant-Man in there, where he's like, it's like looking in the mirror.
Oh, yeah.
The guy that chose for Patty Mahomes. He didn't even throw the football, threw it behind him. It's like looking in the mirror.
It's like looking in the mirror.
That's what he told him.
Oh, is that the one with Drake? Drake is playing Jake.
Yeah. Keep eating the apple, yeah.
Only the real people say the lines or something like that.
Yeah, Paul Rudd, man, he made it for me. It's like looking in the mirror.
I know y'all seen
Nothing
his.
like Patty Mahomes.
I know y'all. I know y'all seen his Super Nintendo commercial, right?
Yeah, what was it, Metroid or Zelda?
I think it was
can't remember
Link
which
to the
one.
Past.
Was it Link to the Past?
Now
Yeah.
you're playing with superpower.
Dude doesn't age. He looks the same then than he does now.
Yep.
So
Age progressed. All right, let's fucking go live with this bullshit. That's it.
it's like a Gilligan's side.
It's a Gilligan's Island knockoff. It picks up. Wait for it.
You can take it down.
He'll put it up on the fucking wall. He will.
Oh, it's so fucking good. It's like Wind
This is
Waker.
episode 1.
The guy in the front of the classroom had a Ocarina Strat guide, and I would flip through it. Miles Hatfield. He was in orchestra with your brother.
I do know Miles Hatfield.
Yes, excellent. I was also at EB Games on Jonesboro Road when his whole family traded in like Secret of Mana, Chrono Trigger, and Final Fantasy 3, and all these games. And the manager there wouldn't let me buy them. I was like, no, let me meet him outside. Let me get these games, please. Let me get these games. We're gonna rip them off, please, God. Oh, they brought in so many RPGs. I was in shambles. I never went back to that store.
I would never either.
And then he let somebody else buy a bunch of PSP garbage off somebody. I was like, fuck you. I'm never coming back here.
Yeah, you gotta remember, man. People are in it for the money sometimes, so or something just to be assholes. Maybe I don't know. I don't know this person. So
he was just he was special. He had his ways, and that was him flexing on me because I was from another store, I guess. That wasn't my main store.
Yeah.
Do you remember?
Oh man, that's bullshit.
What was her name? His name was Pete.
P. Hines?
No, I don't remember his last name. But his assistant manager was. His assistant manager
You're
was
supposed to go with P. Hines, man. You mean the guy that's in Bethesda now? P. Hines?
Yes, Pete
That
Hines,
P.
VP of Fallout software. His assistant manager was that long-haired blonde lady.
That's not a common trait on
That's
anybody.
fake.
Yeah.
Hey, it's the store I pre-ordered Wind Waker and Wind Waker HD from, so I got both my Wind Wakers from there.
I don't have that that type of history like you do. I don't long hair blonde lady.
I try to remember what her name was. Anyways, moving on. We've gone too long. Where do I have to go to record this thing?
I mean, we could be streaming Crayola Scoot right now.
I bought 2 copies, so let's go.
I do have a copy as well.
You should not have a copy of Crayola Scoot.
I do have one. I'm looking at it right
Why?
now. I think it was like $5. I was like, fuck it.
Crayola Coot.
Crayola Coot. Scoot.
All right, Brand, did you update the episode number? Are you screwing me again? Did y'all listen to that edit where I had to go
Only
back in?
time will tell.
Episode.
I don't know anymore. You could ask me if you give me like a pop quiz, like a speed type, like, hey, pop quiz, motherfucker, what episode this is. I'd be like, I don't know, 240.
So that's why we have to be our own best fans. Best fans.
Look, man, I'm at some point when I hit the age of like after the age of 35, numbers is just bad. I have a calculator on my phone. I have a calendar that reminds me certain things on my phone.
But you were able to pick out 35 specifically as a number. You're not gone yet. And I've got one more year.
I'm halfway there.
Wait till you have kids. It's like a whole separate brain fog. Brant knows this. There's like this whole section of your brain you never get back.
Yeah.
It's like that VTuber thing. This year I turned 19 second season, so
I'm not 28. I'm 19 or 38. I'm 19 season 2.
she was like, I'm not 34. I'm 17 second season.
Oh, that shit was killing me.
I died so hard when I heard that. That was so funny. I'm not 34. I'm 17 second season.
And I've talked about this with other dads. It's like you just lose this part of, I don't know if it's like this instinct of always listening out for them or something, but there's always this distraction. Like I never have this 100% unless I'm disabled. I never have this like disconnect. It's just a strange, I don't know. It's bizarre.
Yeah, it's your sixth sense. You can't turn it off at this point. It's on.
You
Be on
can't.
for the rest of your life.
And speaking of the sixth sense and seeing dead people, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 157 of the NOFODcast.
Weirdest segue ever. I don't know what does that have to do with anything.
Quiet.
No lead in, no nothing.
Quiet.
Is there a Joel Osteen? Is there a Kingdom Hearts reference?
I'm never going to finish this bit because the dead people are both being seen and speaking. We are not Sora from Kingdom Hearts. We are NOFODcast, which is, of course, No Outside Food or Drink, Southeast premier video game podcast. This is episode 157. It is not misnumbered. I do not have to go back in there and do a poor edit.
Did you have to do that last week?
No, 2 weeks ago. Brant screwed me.
2 weeks
Oh,
ago.
I thought you made it sound like. Well, I remember the 2 weeks ago, but you made it sound like it happened yet again.
No, I
was
just
like,
brought
oh,
it up
shit.
to remind him.
Oh, okay. I guess we'll never let you live it down. Apparently, I don't know shit, and you fucked up one week.
He's been perfectly consistent, and then I go to post the episode, and I hear the beginning of it, and I'm just like,
He's like bottom left like me at this point because I'm already down there, and he just got to my level. So I'm like,
start pulling back rights. I started pulling back his rights, his NOFODcast rights. He can no longer post to Instagram. Twitter's like 10 characters. He can only say when we're going live.
Yeah. And this is why whenever I get to choose games, Double Dragon's never a choice. It's always off the list.
You did that to yourself years ago. This has nothing to do with a podcast. That's you being a bitch.
Give me that list of games, and he's like, make sure no Double Dragon, taking that off the list immediately.
Okay,
that's not
so don't compare Brant for getting one digit in the show notes that he compiles every week to you being a bitch every time we play Double Dragon. It's not even close.
We played it once. I never got a second chance.
It only took once. You even told me. I've done this to my brother for 20 years. I always do this to the person. I'm not playing your bullshit.
There's a reason why they made like 4 of those things.
You're Lucy with the football, and I'm Charlie Brown just trying to come kick it. I'm like, all right, hold it, Cesar. I'll kick it this time.
I swear I'm not gonna pull it away.
Love me some Double Dragon. It's okay. I'll solo Double Dragon. It's fine.
I love peanuts. All right, tonight our news is we had Sony's State of Play. Everyone's favorite segment, ... sales figures. It's not that bad. Bear with us. 74 more Xbox games get frames per second boost. Almost said first-person shooter. Epic Games buys ArtStation, not PlayStation. Jedi Fallen Order gets a path to victory, as Cesar likes to call it. Nintendo's new DIY programming game lets you build your own garage in Dreams. or dream of your own garage. PlayStation is
Wink, wink,
partnering with
wink.
Discord, and we have your May Game Pass and PlayStation Now games. I'm Richard Bergman. I can't say my name. Richard Bergman. Joined tonight by Cesar Concepcion II.
Hello.
I went backwards. And Brant McKee.
Hello.
Yeah, you throw off Brant. He's like, you can't. It's like, was it Pavlov's dogs? You can't fucking do that shit. Ring the bell, not ring the bell, and salivate and all that.
He got demoted. He was first captain, but he left off the 5 in episode 155, and I had to put that shit ass edit in the podcast.
You're demoted to listener apparently.
Yeah, I'm disoriented from being locked in the basement for a week.
You're demoted to listener.
Since I got,
but you have to keep
I
building
got
the
that
news,
wrong.
and you still have to record with us.
It's even worse. Holy shit.
Also, I need your dues from this year.
All I want to know is, like, didn't we fucking talk about PS Now recently? It feels like every week we're talking about some PS Now bullshit or Game Pass.
No.
They're always adding stuff.
Game Pass, yeah, they're always adding something, it seems.
Well, we had that one week of just like nonstop Game Pass news.
Oh my god, it's gonna be my new fucking MPD. I see it all the time. It's just us dragging.
I need to go back and listen to one of those and just see how bad they were. But we like that stuff. And again, like I always bring up, nobody ever said that shit sucks. I mean,
No, it sucks talking about it because we literally spent 45. If you go back and listen to it, it's like we always spend 45 minutes going down through like the top 10. That's what sucked. We never got off MPD, and then we had like so much fucking news.
but someone who's listening, they're listening to a client, they can hit 30, 30, 30, 30. They can skip ahead. They can skip that bit if they want to.
Hey, no, I'm not angry for our listeners. Hey, they can choose to listen to it or not. I'm angry for me. I'm in there for 45 minutes talking about MPD. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, he can't hit skip.
MPD's nuts, man. I don't want to talk about that anymore.
I'm down for MPD. Yeah, you know me. Come on, somebody help me out.
It was good.
I was waiting for it.
All right, we have some good potential
I was
titles.
trying to do something with Motown Philly, but it dropped off.
Yeah.
So
I'm getting distracted by this one side. I look at too many screens at one time. We need a full-time editor that stays with us, or a producer.
I mean, I got 3 screens in front of me and then one giant one behind me, so you just get used to it after a while. I usually get hounded at work. It's like, what's that big ass screen before that? I was like, it's for other stuff. It's never on. Don't worry about that.
Erage?
Erage? Yeah. I tell that to my people at work, and then I fire one up. I'm like, this is what I do.
You fire what up? The TV or?
The TV with an Erage.
Oh,
and it's
okay.
Like, I choose this. Not fire up of drugs. I choose this path. And path A, and just go down and go into excruciating detail as they fire me. So
just record it so you go down as a legend, and then we can all relive it on YouTube.
I would not be going down as a legend because nobody would know what's happening. That's the problem. There's no legendary about that.
So I recorded my demo today. It was via iPad. So I tried out the iPad screen recording.
So did you create your demo in Dreams?
No, I did not. But my demo on the iPad was so profanity laced, I had to stop recording the video. It was bad across all parties.
All platforms.
All right, we'll get to news, but first I wanted to bring attention to something that's not actually in the news, but earlier this week, Big Gaming, they're not a publication because they were like an anti-publication, but some members of video game website Giant Bomb announced that they were not going to be sticking with the company through their next transition. They recently were sold from CBS Interactive to Red Ventures, and so longtime Giant Bomb co-founders and former GameSpot employees is Brad Shoemaker, Vinny Caravella, Alex Navarro. That's the 3 leaving, right?
Yes.
And I've been following them since, I think Cesar told me like right before I got married, hey, check out this video game podcast. I was like, these podcasts are 3 hours. Who has time to listen to that shit? And then I started having longer commutes and downtime and started listening more and more. And this was, they eventually built up enough staff to have a Giant Bomb East. And they recently lost a couple key members of that staff that did not want to continue on. And I think not Brad, but Vinny and Alex were the stalwarts over there at the Beastcast. And they turned in their notice and announced they were going to leave. So It's a long, long time of video game history that me and hundreds of thousands of other people have listened to their podcast every week. So, yeah.
They influence a lot of people that's currently out there doing the same type of stuff. So
Us. I mean, they originated the Four Dudes on the Couch playing games, and you can watch their Mario Party streams, and they had some really good series like Metal Gear Scanlan, where Drew Scanlan played through the Metal Gear games with Dan Reichert, and it's great video game content. And Giant Bomb is not over, but these three members are bedrocks of the company, so it's tough. I got emotional just like thinking about their last episode. Cesar showed me a screen cap of some of the people that came back, and it was just like, I'm not ready for this. I haven't listened to it yet. But I thought it was important to mention them at the start of this show. And, they're not dead. This sounds somber. They're going on to bigger and better things. But these are people who have been in my ears, 2 or 3 days a week for a couple hours a day, for years at this point. It's like, it's like family. You learn what they like and dislike and hear their impressions of things. And, just like us, they talk about random shit like movies and sports and all kind of crazy stuff. So I wish them the best in what they do next. And I thank them for the influence that they had on us. After Cesar introduced them to me and I got, more familiar with their content, he and I started kicking around like, we can do this. We have these exact same conversations on the phone. We would have these long calls on the phone where we're talking about games and nonsense. It's like, we could record this. We're entertaining, right? Would people listen to this? And I think they did that with a ton of people. And our streams where we are not trying to be good and we're just playing games and we play Mario Kart or Silent Hill or, we just say wacky shit. They started that. It was never trying to be like a walkthrough or a speed runner or anything other than just entertainment. And even when we started talking about doing this podcast, Cesar and I, we wanted to be a Giant Bomb South. Like that was the model. That was what we aspired to be. If we were to be, that's in a consideration for that sort of thing. That's what we would. That'd be awesome because they're top of the class. And while Giant Bomb's not gone, we do wish the best for Vinny and Brad and Alex. It's tough to not. I don't know what I'm going to do. I still haven't watched that last episode. It's going to be tough for me.
Yeah, and you had your reservations when Dan left, so now he was a big part of that show. So
and then Abby, we lost Dan and Abby in like 6 months, and I was like, ah. But it seemed like they were hitting their stride. They figured out the pandemic thing. They were streaming from home. They were still creating content. And, I looked at them in that. I was like, okay, they usually go into a studio and talk. We were always at the same table, huddled around a microphone hanging over the table. We had to figure out how to record on Skype and get that posted, and it pushed us to start doing more of that stuff too. So I've modeled a lot of this show and the decisions and content and things like that a lot after what Jeff Gerstmann and company have done at Giant Bomb, and nothing but mad props to them and wish them the best. But it's tough. It's still going to be hard watching that last episode, but
it was good. I finished it this morning, so I went ahead and pushed through it. So
I tear up just thinking about it. I'm like, I don't know if I can do this.
Vinny had some hard time just getting through that, man. It was rough.
Vinny's like,
but
Vinny's the dad of the podcast and the Transformer collector, and he just always he's a tinkerer. He does woodwork, and something's always going wrong in his house, and he's trying to, like, his basement flooded and shit.
Well, it's funny you mention that because when you get to it, there's a bit in there where Dan's back on his bullshit, and they're all went like, "Here we go again," where Dan's just imagining. You have to listen to it. There was one where he's asking him because Dan just bought a house. He's asking Vinny about the house, and he's like, "You sure there's not just electricity just all behind the walls?" Because he's talking about hanging stuff. And Vinny's like, "No, that's not how it works." And he had to explain to Dan about how electricity is laid behind drywall. It was funny, man, because everybody there's like, "Oh God, Dan's back on his bullshit again," where he's coming up with these weird theories.
Dan was he's with WWE now, but he's also doing another video game podcast. Their podcast is good as fuck. Listen to them.
It's great. Yeah, the Firescape
podcast. It's
Escape Plan or something. I forgot what was there.
No, it's Firescape podcast. Firescape cast. It's Mike Mahardy, Dan Reichert, and Mary Kish of Twitch, Mike Mahardy of Polygon, formerly GameSpot.
You went the Vox Polygon, yeah.
And Dan Reichert, Mike Mahardy was also with Game Informer, but Dan Reichert's from Game Informer and the Giant Bomb. And they know their stuff, and they don't really talk news. They just talk about what they're playing. And the first episode's like 3 hours, and I've been laughing my ass off the whole time. Brant, here's a Dan example. Somebody wrote into the Beastcast one episode, and it was when Mario Odyssey came out, and they were like, "Okay, you have your own Cappy, and you've seen Mario throw it at dinosaurs and Goombas and all that kind of stuff. What are you throwing Cappy at?" And so the first guy's like, "My cat. I want to see what it's like being my cat." And next person said, "My dog." That sounds like a good idea. We'll see what a pet says. And then they go to Dan. Dan's like, "An in-play racquetball." And you just hear this silence. Vinny just pauses. He's like, "What? Have you had that in the chamber?" He's like, "No, I just thought of that. An in-play racquetball." He's like, "Yeah, it's just bouncing around. You just, you're in play. You're moving. You're just going back and forth." Oh God, it's so good. It's such a good bit, and Dan comes up with the most random stuff. Long live Giant Bomb. I've seen this everywhere, but they're good people, all of them. They've always taken the right stances on things. They've been good people by everybody, and they've done it right. And if we come close to any sort of, not even like success, but respect or mention or anything that they've achieved, then we've done I feel like we've done what we set out to do and had a good time with. All right. I made it through that okay. I was crying in the car, literally listening to last week's before this week's. So I texted us. I was like, I don't know if I can make it through this bit. I'm gonna wear my Giant Bomb hat. I'm gonna talk about what they mean to me and how they set this in motion, and we'll see how it goes. But I think I made it. So
you did well, man.
Oh, it's my TED Talk. I think I did right by them. They're damn good people, and I look forward to seeing what they're gonna do and what Gersman's gonna do with Giant Bomb. So. Best of luck to them. I'm tired of talking. Someone please tell us about 15 minutes of new gameplay for Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart via the PlayStation blog.
Boom! That's the story.
I did an assessment last week.
So,
well done, sir. And on to the next news bit. So,
PlayStation.
What's new to Game Pass?
PlayStation did put on a state of play. Last week, it was, I want to say, like the day after or the end of the week. After we did our podcast, and it was focused mainly on Ratchet and Clank. I semi-paid attention to this. I didn't want to get too heavy into it because they did show a lot of gameplay and stuff like that, and I want to stay fresh on that story.
I'm to that point too.
I did pay attention when they showed off some of the like traversal mechanics. Because they've added what they call the Phantom Dash, wall running, and both Ratchet and the new character Rivet can use these abilities.
They named the female Lombax. I think that's the biggest news out of it.
Yeah. And then let's see,
which
as well,
bravo
as
for the naming of Rivet. Rivet is perfect.
Yeah, Rivet. It's absolutely it's great. Yep. It fits in this universe. And the Rift Tether, and it shows how they can use it in both combat and traversal. And it showed them like wall running and doing like the midair dash and stuff. And it looked really cool. And they were talking about how you can chain a lot of that movement together to get from one place to another or climb obstacles, get over things like that. They did talk about a little bit more about the weapons and how the DualSense is going to use the adaptive triggers and things like that. And of course, they again talked about the overall speed and how they're harnessing that power of the SSD to do what they're doing with this game. I saw
some crazy shit. I saw one clip.
Oh my gosh!
The boss was like cutting a laser across this box, and Ratchet like dashed to the side, and just everything that was going off as this box, like the collision physics and the voxels or whatever they were, and everything that was going off, it was just nuts watching this. This is gonna be a showcase for PS5, I believe.
A lot of people are saying that they talked about Returnal or. What was that game? The Medium that came on an Xbox.
Yes.
Yeah, the medium. Mm-hmm.
About those being like a truly next gen game, and I did hear good things about the medium. But with everybody looking at Rift Apart and everything that they've seen, they're like, "This looks like it. This is going to be like the flagship title, the title you talk about when you say
Current gen.
Yeah,
Current
what we're talking about, like the
current gen
pinnacle.
gameplay.
Returnal's gotten some of that praise too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And Cesar, didn't you say the medium you felt like it did not take that next gen leap? Like you feel like it could have played on One X?
Probably so.
Yeah.
If they would have optimized it better, it probably could have played better. I wouldn't be surprised if that'll be on the standard Xbox at some point, and PS4 and PS5 at some point.
Right.
So
Right.
it might have been something that's a small team,
Bloober
so they
team.
were probably just were concerned about getting it out in that one platform, especially how long that game was in development.
Yep.
So.
But I'm sure, once they get Game Pass money and they sign that exclusive deal, then they'll get their return at the end of it. Hopefully that works out for these publishers like that.
I'm sure it does.
Yeah.
They also talked about some of the other features, just the new level designs, the puzzles, the combat, challenge arenas, and they talked about how it will have a photo mode, which it'll be the first Ratchet and Clank to do that. Also in this state of play, this article doesn't cover it, but they did talk about 2 other indie titles that were coming to PS4, PS5, which are
Subnautica.
Subnautica Below Zero, which comes out next week, I believe, and Among Us being out. I believe now.
Yeah. Not yet.
Not yet.
This year.
Indie title Among Us.
Because I think it got announced for Xbox first, and then they just announced it for PlayStation. But I think those are kind of like similar to Fall Guys. It's coming out later this year. That's all they said.
Yeah.
So, I guess it's whenever their deal with Nintendo eases up. So, which I think maybe might be 6 months. So it might be soon. It'll probably be one of those things that might shadow drop right before, right around E3. So, yeah.
Ooh.
We all could be playing Baldur's Gate right now. We can all be playing Baldur's Gate.
We're about a month away. Oh, Baldur's Gate! It came out today, didn't it? Damn it!
Yeah, Baldur's Gate just kind of dropped.
Oh, we didn't put that in news, but that is definitely worth mentioning.
How much is it? How much?
It's not expensive.
30.
I want to say it's like 29
It's
or yeah.
So the action RPG Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance, not the CRPG Baldur's Gate, but the one for PS2, GameCube, and Xbox.
Xbox. Yeah.
Yep. 4K remaster, upscale visuals. It's out for PS4, Xbox, Switch, and PC.
1080p on the Switch, but it is portable. So
1080p on Switch.
Yeah, I think it's 1080 docked. So of course, and I think it should be 720.
So I have this
portable.
The Oregon Trail is back. Apple Arcade just told me the Oregon Trail is back. Is that our second Oregon Trail reference this episode?
Yes.
Sure.
Oh,
yeah. I got that email earlier today. It's like, I'll deal with you later.
Oregon Trail's back.
I was like, I've had 27 years to play Oregon Trail. What's another 6 hours?
It's another version.
Yeah.
But this was a surprise drop. I mean, they announced it yesterday, and then 2 days later it's out. So
yeah,
or 1 day later it's out. So that's pretty cool. $30. There's no PS5 or Series X exclusive or specific version, so you're just playing backwards compatible on both of those. Brand, I'm glad you told me that. Switch might be the way to go to play portably. Because I've got it on PS2. Russell and I were playing it December or January, I think, when he was over here. We had a blast with it co-op. That's a good-ass game. All right, next up in news, Switch worldwide sales. This comes from Gamatsu. They had kind of their press briefing thing. Kind of an earnings release, I guess is what it is. Switch worldwide sales top 84.59 million. Super Mario 3D World Bowser's Fury tops 5.59 million. That's a very specific 0.59 on both of those.
Yep, that's the way to do it. Don't round up.
Here's your updated sales figures for first-party Switch titles. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe has sold 35.39 million. Animal Crossing is also over the 30 million threshold. Over the 20 million threshold, you have Smash Brothers, Breath of the Wild, Pokemon Sword and Shield, and Mario Odyssey. 14.79 million copies of Super Mario Party. Pokemon Let's Go has sold a combined 13.28 million. Splatoon 2 at 12.21 million. I didn't think Splatoon 2 would take off like that, but I guess that's the Switch effect. It's crazy to me.
It's the reason why we got a Splatoon 3.
Splatoon 3, yeah.
I see it. New Super Mario Brothers U Deluxe, 10.44 million. So all you people bitching about Wii U ports, they're selling. People are buying the shit out of them.
I mean, what do we have left? At this point, it doesn't matter. There's no more people can bitch about.
There's two that I can think of specifically that tie into a 35th anniversary this year.
Yeah, outside the Zelda ones.
One is Sailing the Seas, and one is digging up
Twilight and the Princess.
Digging up bugs as a wolf. Oh god, I hate that part until you get rid of the wolf. Nintendo also announced additional sales numbers for Ring Fit Adventure, 10.11 million. I thought they would be way past that at this point because it seems like it sold like gangbusters to start with, right?
It's slowed.
You couldn't find it.
Yeah, it slowed down.
I see copies everywhere I go, and I still see the Game & Watches, so I don't know if those are quite to the level we thought they were going to be. Speaking of which, I brought it down here and I put it in a case, and I know I showed it to Brant because he got one after that, and I was showing him my case. So I happened to see this after the last episode. I just glance over and I see it, and I'm like, oh, let me cut it on. It's been a while, and I turn it on, and it still has max battery. I'm like, holy shit! I haven't turned this thing on in like 4 months. So mad props to whatever cell is in this Game & Watch.
That's all, dude. That's all Nintendo products.
That's true.
I mean, you could probably go find your Nintendo DS, open it up, and it would have some tiny iota of the battery left.
That SP that me and Michael refurbished, I guess we hadn't even moved in this house, like February. I fired it up the other day and it came up. It popped up Zelda. Yeah. I was like, holy shit. All right.
Those things just don't die.
What's that?
Those things just don't die.
They don't, but your PSP batteries will explode out of the back.
Oh, gosh, they will.
Watch those. Yeah. Luigi's Mansion 3 is at 9.59 million. That's the third 0.59. What the hell? Super Mario 3D All-Stars, which Nintendo terminated officially, is at 9.01. Then you've got Mario Maker 2, 3D World, Bowser's Fury, which has already outsold Link's Awakening. That's surprising to me. But I guess Mario over a Zelda remake shouldn't be that surprising. Clubhouse Games is at 3.14. Paper Mario 3.12. That surprises me. Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity 3.07. Pikmin 3 Deluxe 2 million. Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive 1.5. And Mario Kart Live Home Circuit 1.27. That is also surprising. I figured that would sell a lot more. Maybe they're only counting the Mario one. Maybe the Luigi one is like 20 million sold.
Well, remember those were hard to find too. So
they were.
I don't think they made that many. So
they were. All right, those are your Nintendo sales figures updates. I went through that much faster than MPD, right? That was tolerable?
Yes.
Okay. I don't think I need to read all those numbers, but I think there were some pretty good stories built in there.
Sure.
Microsoft adds first-person shooter boost to 74 more games.
It's what I want in all my action-adventure games, all my strategy games. This is that first-person shooter boost.
All right, we're just going to make this one first-person shooter boost and just not even deal with it after that?
That worked.
Heck yeah.
All right.
They did it 74 times. That's how many first-person shooter boosts they had to do.
So I got burnt out on the original Xbox when it was out because it feels like that's all I sold. That's all people came in to get was first-person shooters, and it was like, who buys this stuff? But
it was cool. It was cool the first time. It was cool when I played the original Call of Duty. But
that's a good ass game. That's a good campaign.
Yeah.
We picked it up on Cube. I think we were still on Team Cube at that point.
I was on Team PC at the point.
You played on PC. That was a different version though than Finest Hour. That was still a good ass game, wasn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, that's when I was playing all my games. Played the Half-Lives.
So
Life twos.
so at this point in time, all first-person shooters basically just kind of filtered down to either. I guess you had Counter-Strike still. Counter-Strike was still going on, right? You had Counter-Strike. Yep. You had Half-Life, which was the root of
It's like the crazy cousin or something like that of Counter-Strike was Half-Life.
And then you
had we have a story to tell.
Well, a couple years before that, you had Halo, but then you just had World War II shooters. That was it.
Yeah.
Oh, the first 3 Call of Duties were all World War II, and it was like, all right, that's this genre, I guess.
Even before then, I mean, I was in first-person shooters and that because I was playing Unreal Tournament and.
That's true.
That's true. Doom, and it was like mostly horror-based games. Quake. It was dealing with demons. It was always the same thing. So futuristic world, dystopia, and hell on earth. That's usually what it is. So, and then they went to World War II, and they're like, oh, something different. And then we went to futuristic sci-fi with Half-Life and Counter-Strike. You know, good guys versus bad guys. I'll just leave it at that.
Right. Or supposed good guys.
Yeah, sure.
All right, what are the highlights of this first-person shooter boost, including Deus Ex and Far Cry 5?
This is just...
You said it all, we're done.
Those are the first-person shooters.
Yeah.
This
Wasteland,
just goes with their...
RPG, Wasteland 3.
This just goes with their continuing effort to bring older games on their newer hardware at higher frame rates. I mean, there's a lot of stuff in here. There you can, what is it? At MajorNelson.com, they have the full list. And there's stuff like Alien Isolation at 60 frames, Assassin's Creed 3 Remastered, Assassin's Creed Rogue, and Ezio Collection, and Unity are all at 60.
Oh, Unity.
Battlefield 1 and 4, Battlefield Hardline, and Battlefield 5 are all at 120.
That's awesome. I'm gonna try one of those out. This might be my playthrough of Titanfall.
Oh yeah. Let's see. Dead Island Definitive, Dead Island Riptide Definitive are at 60. Dirt 4 is at 120. Dishonored Definitive, Dishonored Death of the Outsiders is at 60. They've gotten, let's see, Dying Light at 60, Fallout 4, and 76 are at 60. Far Cry 4 and 5, New Dawn, and Primal are at 60.
Yes, let's put our PS4 copies that says are made us buy on Black Friday. Xbox.
Yes. Gears 4 at 60. Golf with Friends is at 120. Halo Spartan Assault is at 120. Halo Wars 2 is at 60. Hollow Knight. Void Heart Edition.
Time to fuck around and beat that.
100. I was about to say, I bet at 120 hertz, it looks pretty damn good. And then there's a bunch of games. There's a bunch of Lego games.
I bet the Lego games really benefit from that. They've always seemed to run smooth, but I guess all those pieces and just the way the characters move, I guess that'll look really good.
Life is Strange 1 and 2, both at 60. And Metro 2033 Redux is at 120.
We just got news on the Metro Exodus next gen update.
Yeah.
Did y'all see that today? I think it's June.
I did see something.
I think it's June 18th. It's going to be free upgrade for everybody.
Star Wars Battlefront 1 and 2 both have 120 hertz.
Might have to try that campaign too. That campaign's supposed to be pretty good for Battlefront 2.
Yeah. Super Lucky's Tale at 120, Overcooked 2 at 120. My Friend Pedro, Moving Out are both at 120. Metro Last Light Redux.
Brent, you were telling me about Overcooked years ago.
Oh, Overcooked's awesome. But you think no, I guess it actually would be a little bit better than
Cat Mario.
than Cat Mario. If you can teach your girls how to pick things up and how to chop things and like, okay, we're all gonna go clockwise and whatnot.
Okay, we're going back to Cat Mario. Thank you, Brant, for.
But yes, there's
back to Edge. Yeah, welcome back.
You saved us.
There are definitely a lot of games on here and no doubt in my mind that they'll add even more, because I think at this point they've got almost 100 games that they've boosted, and a lot of them are even available through Game Pass or the EA Play
which is in Game Pass Ultimate
deal.
now.
Yep.
This seems like a continuation of. I know we cried on this podcast when they stopped doing the backwards compatible 1X titles, because we always look forward to the ones that they were going to release, and we made sure we grabbed those discs before a particular nationwide retailer would jack the prices up the next day. Bastards.
Yep.
So that was always fun. I guess from a collector standpoint, that was actually one of the highlights of the last generation, was getting those boosts and going to find those games that we didn't already have, and then when they went live, popping them in to see how they looked. So
Yeah.
I missed that. But when they said they were gonna finish it up and they were gonna look towards improving the program for next generation, this seems like the kind of thing they were talking about, right? This seems like taking those games that you may already own or that you now have access to with their Game Pass subscription and making them the best way to play them there. So mad props to them for continuing to do that stuff. All right, Cesar, we haven't heard from you. Would you like to take this one on ArtStation? I have no idea what this is.
I have no idea what it is either.
Let's find out together.
I think you just read it.
Friend of the show, Renee, has also joined us. I don't know if you saw this.
I have not.
Welcome, Renee.
Epic Games buys art portfolio site ArtStation, and that is it.
What do they
That's
do?
all I could go over. They battle in court with Apple.
That's what the first paragraph says.
I read the first sentence.
Don't knock him, ladies and gentlemen. He's just reading the source material.
Yeah. Kim Lyons from the Verge. I haven't read this, so I don't know. Or have I heard about this? This is something I haven't heard of.
I set you up for failure.
Yeah, it's cool. It wouldn't be the first time. Pretty sure it won't be the last time. It goes in details. Found in 2014.
It looked like PlayStation. I figured you might have a beat on it.
I have no idea. Standard fees would go 30%, 12%. Pro. I don't even know what any of this stuff is. ArtStation Learning.
Yeah, it's basically at the bottom of the article. You can use this platform. Cesar, you could have gone with, I didn't read this. Brent, why don't you tell us about this one?
Nope. I'm just this is everybody's punishment for putting me on the notice like that. I'm dragging everybody with me. So all our viewers,
30 seconds, Brent, 30 seconds, 30 seconds.
Yep. Just me picking and choosing what's in that article.
If you hear me laughing, just keep skipping ahead.
Incoherent readings. This is me right there. I'm just like, mega grants.
Me and Brant just snap while you read.
Yeah. Blog posts, educational videos, 2021.
We already had Voyage of the Mimi in the pre-show.
I hope you enjoyed my slam poetry.
But it's like an art portfolio thing that I guess that game builders and devs and things can use, and they're they bought it to kind of bring it to more people, and they've also, like you were saying, kind of redoing the standard fees and redoing the cuts, and the percentages to where people can keep more money and make more money themselves and add their own art to this, and just make it a little easier for people maybe just starting out, being able to get these assets and things like that a little easier, and be able to maybe start their own game or their own vision a little easier, rather than struggling. Because I mean, I've never created a game, and I know there's a lot that goes into it, aside from programming, art design,
assets,
plot, story,
polygon.
Assets.
All right, that's ArtStation. Not PlayStation.
Not PlayStation.
Well done, everyone.
Cesar, do you know about the Jedi Fallen Order upgrade coming this summer?
Of course.
Oh, there it is. Cesar, take it away. Yeah. This one's yours.
Thank you for firing off the fart one at me, and straight dookie on there.
Oh, you take the bullshit story that only Brant knows about.
That I'm over here like, yeah, I'll give it a stab.
No,
Some
you
poultry stuff.
got to start deflecting like, I don't know about this. You take it.
No, you put me in the ride. I'm taking everybody for a ride, and everybody's like, "This was the worst trip ever." I'm like, "Hey, you set the trip up, so
Nope.
be careful how you set trips up."
We got 3 people on board with us, including friend of the show Renee, who is currently on the road. So we appreciate you joining us.
I can always go into oral history of Double Dragon.
No,
Let me start. It all began in 1986.
I'll go through the oral history of my history with you with Double Dragon.
Richard's over there muting the mic. You're already muted. Can't hear you, man. We're going on. So,
Brant's got the next story.
So outside of this is reported by Gimatsu Saurmano. This is all right around May the 4th. Electronic Arts came out and said that they are coming out with current gen versions of Jedi Fallen Order. This would hit the PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series later this summer. I believe it was July. I don't think they gave a date yet. I think that was what they're going around.
Was it just a tentative date?
Yeah, I think it was just an announcement, and they didn't go into details what the upgrade pertained. All they said is technical improvements, which is vague because they had already do like a game boost or a first person shooter boost.
Yeah,
already we're boosted up to 60 frames per second on both consoles.
It's so funny how we get. I don't mean to cut you off, Cesar.
Yeah, you're fine.
And it's funny how we get these.
You should have cut me off earlier when I was talking about ArtStation.
I had nothing to cut you off with. I had nothing. My only connection, you heard my connection. It was like, that sounds like PlayStation. And they even did the capital S.
Yeah, you motherfucker. You came in like in there like Mario Paint, Mario Mouse. You could have put out the Mario Mouse behind you. Like, we use this for ArtStation, like shit. You just let me out there dying.
Oh.
Left me in the trenches taking grenades. That's all you did.
World War II style. World War II
you
shooters.
Just left me in there. I'm there dying. Everybody's just going around. And just leaving me. Yeah.
Oh, but it seems like we get these, like what is the next gen version? So this game already played better. Like they released a patch so that it played better on next gen, but now it's like we're getting the true next gen version. So we got 1.5. So now this is like the full. But it's just been interesting to see, and for all of the like smart delivery and all of the PS4 versus exclusive PS5 title, then you have this marquee. Because wasn't this like the top seller from like 2019 to 2020? It was in the top like 3 or 4. I know Call of Duty was like number 1, but
it was like didn't it end up being like their best selling one?
Yeah. So this was
it was a good ass game.
This was huge. So they have decided, we made it. It was backwards compatible out of the box. We made it a better version, backwards compatible. Now we're making an exclusive one. That one's free, right? They said that one's going to be free. Path to Victory.
Yes.
All you have to have is the disc and the digital copy, yes.
Perfect. And then they're also going to sell a next generation SKU, I believe,
yes.
which is going to sell like gangbusters on its own. So they're doing right for all the years that.
Yep.
Go ahead.
No, you're good. I'm just agreeing.
For all the years that
I'm the yes man. I'm in the yes man in this conversation. I'm just saying, yep.
So let's go back to the ArtStation and Epic Games. Cesar, we're gonna go to our ArtStation correspondent.
Yeah, I'm on site. Apparently, Epic Games just bought ArtStation. I don't know what the fuck they do, but they do something. I'm assuming it's
Cesar, run for cover. It seems like you're under fire. Cesar, we did not mean to send you on location. This is supposed to be a quarantine interview. Cesar, can you hear us?
I'm still.
But it seems like for as much flack as EA has caught with microtransactions and such. So not only microtransactions, but Star Wars games. Like they just sat on that Star Wars license for almost a decade and just
basically lost it because Ubisoft's making a Star Wars game now. And
we're getting a better version of their best effort from that, arguably. So, yep. Go ahead, Cesar. We'll let you finish up from your war-torn Star Wars.
You pretty much
country.
nailed it. I mean, outside of if you own the game, you get the upgrade. If you own the consoles, so that's pretty much it. I mean, it's like you said. I mean, I think they're taking what they got out there and they're trying to make it the best of what they have with the Star Wars they got out. So like I mentioned earlier, there's other companies making Star Wars games now. So
make it the best of the Star Wars they got out.
Yeah.
Sorry. They're taking Shadows of the Empire. It's going to run at 120 frames per second.
Yeah. Go back and I mean, because we got Star Wars games come out like wazoo. I mean, they pretty much got a KOTOR remake happening. So
Oh, that's like that's
like
new
the worst
industry.
kept secret.
It is. It's the most known unknown currently.
We don't know who's making it, right? I think it's something that Aspire's the publishing it, but they were doing a full on remake, I believe. I don't know if it's a remake or remaster, something in between. I don't know what it was. So, but I don't want to derail the conversation from that. We're talking about Fallen Order, so yeah. So, like you said, we'll get a new version to play sometime this summer. It's free upgrade, so if you have it, that's great. If you don't,
Buy it.
Sure, at least think about it. I guess watch videos on YouTube. Watch Brent play it on YouTube. I'm sure he'll put it on YouTube at some point.
Oh yeah,
Watch Brant play it on the NOFODcast stream.
Yeah, it's
tomorrow night.
There we go. It's like
I'm not set up yet, brother.
The problem with me in Fallen Order, I'm not very good in Souls-like games, so I think I put like 5 hours in Fallen Order until they got to the difficulty part, and then I was out.
Yep. Oh. I loved the atmosphere and the characters and everything, and then I got my ass kicked in a fight, and I was like, "This game's not for me."
I think I dialed it down. I can't remember if I played on normal or easy.
I'll play it on easy next time and just play the story.
But honestly, yeah, I mean, I got used to the combat because once I heard it was kind of Souls-esque, I was kind of turned off. But everything I kept seeing about this game, I'm like, I want to play it. I want to play it so bad.
Everything about your shirt says you want to play it really bad.
Yes.
I'm looking forward to when you just play it for us and I can just watch.
Yes.
I will do it.
On the couch, back here. Just stream. We're just
once they do the next gen, I'll be there, baby.
And then we're going to
play and provide
Cal Kestis.
Yep.
I love Cal Kestis, man. He's awesome.
And then we'll just go to our Souls correspondent, Brant McKee. He's our volunteer for all Souls-like games. I mean, sir, you already played Hollow Knight, and then you want to play this one, so I think you are qualified for Souls-like games. So.
And you've platinumed all the other ones, including Bloodborne.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yes, of course.
I mean, you're the only media person I know out there that's already played Elden Ring. So. That's how big of a Soulsborne fan you are.
You're not supposed to talk about that.
You were the one that leaked the video online that everybody bitched about. So.
6 seconds.
And then Bando Namkai had to come out and say they're going to be at E3 because of you.
Yeah. I hope they go to E3 and not show Elden Ring. It's going to be horrible.
Or it's just Brant previewing the game.
It's just Brant on stage talking about the game, back and playing the game.
This year it's going to be me coming out instead of Keanu.
Yeah. At this point, I picked up the sword and I did things, and nobody knows what the fuck's happening. So they should do that, and then they'll be like, they'll pull a Sega Saturn and be like, Elden Ring's coming out tomorrow. It'll be on sale for $59.99. No media videos will be shown of it.
No review copies. Remember they did that with Doom 2016? No review copies.
It was a great game.
It was incredible. Oh, that was a masterpiece. All right, I think I closed the wrong news story.
What are we talking about now?
I have next up.
Next up is the Nintendo story.
All right, somebody has to take that because I'm still looking at Star Wars for some reason.
I'll do it real quick. I haven't been doing much talking, and you gave me the fart station over here, so I got to grab some burn.
Fart station.
Yeah, Richard said that there's a couple games that still aren't on the Switch. Tell them how we can make them ourselves.
There we go. Yeah, this one's from The Verge from Andrew Webster. Nintendo's next big Switch titles aimed at budding game designers, and this one's called the Game Builder Garage. This launches June 11th. They kind of just popped this out on YouTube like a short trailer. Nintendo's the company revealed Game Builder Garage, a new software title that's designed to teach beginners the basics of programming and game design. It utilizes visual programming, has pre-built lessons in games, and will be launching on the Switch next month. It's kind of like similar to other Nintendo projects like Labo and Super Mario Maker. They didn't go into details about how deep and customized that is, right? I remember watching the video. It just kind of like showed just some of the concepts of there.
Yeah, it didn't show a lot. I mean, it showed them placing objects and mapping like buttons to different actions and things like that. But they didn't show how in depth you could get. But then they did show clips of what looked like creator-made games on there. Things that were like side-scrolling shooters. like puzzle games and all these different things that looked definitely more in depth than the building process, but they really didn't go into it a lot.
Yeah, I'm assuming we'll probably at some point before the June 11th release date, maybe in a couple of weeks, I would imagine they'll probably go into some kind of small direct over just that to see how deep that game is, because that's the most interesting part. It's cool to get it out there, but I mean, the most interesting part for people will be how deep that game is and what you can do with it. So,
almost like Mario Maker, right? Let's see what people do with it.
Yes, like the Mario Maker or Labo, it's just one of their quirky experiments. But this one is, more towards, as Brant mentioned in the pre-show, for upcoming game designers. So
no, it's for all the Switch beggars. This is Nintendo's response. Just make it yourself.
Switch beggars.
Sure. This is how I port my copy of Final Fantasy VII from the PS4 to the Switches with the Game Builder Garage. We figured it out, everybody.
$30.
Yep, that's all we needed. Final Fantasy VII.
June 11th.
Nintendo says you want Pikmin 4. Here you go. Just make it. Just make it.
Sure, I'll go ahead and port Mother 3 while I'm at it.
Yeah.
Cesar said Final Fantasy VII. What he actually meant was Final Fantasy X and X 2 HD Remaster coming to Xbox Game Pass, along with a bunch of other titles, including Just Cause 4 Reloaded, Outlast 2, Psychonauts, Red Dead Online by itself to cloud and console, Steep, FIFA, I don't know what that is.
FIFA? It's a soccer game.
FIFA year. I don't see a year on there. I just see Mbappe
2021.
screaming. It's the new one?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Dragon Quest Builders 2. That's a big one. And Remnant from the Ashes, which I think we got on PlayStation Plus.
We did. It was one of those big ones at the beginning of the year when they were like, well, do better games. And I was like, here's a AA title.
They have gotten better, though. You gotta give it to them. Fallout 76 update, Gears Tactics Anniversary, which Cesar and I finally jumped on Gears Tactics. We might try that out. I still want to play that DLC.
We could all be playing Fallout 76 right now.
Halo Infinite PC got an update, including ultra-wide support.
So if you're locked in the room with me with a game console, and your only two choices was Fallout 76 or Double Dragon, which route are we going?
What do you think?
You destroy the game console, nobody's happy?
I'm playing the shit out of Fallout 76. Fallout 76 is becoming the best game I've ever played in my life.
Game of the year.
I'm looking forward to Fallout 77.
At that point, you destroy the previous game choice, right? You're like, this is not an option. We're just gonna break this disc.
There wasn't one. There wasn't one, and it's on.
It was never there.
It was on cartridge.
It was never there, huh?
No. Fucking Double Dragon. Oh, then you'd start knocking me off some cliff and fall out, and I'd be like, "Fuck this game too."
I just run around, just nuke everything, and then at this point, like, there's no fun.
burn the world down. You're going to see a Thieves update, some My Team and Spotify Premium. Oh, 4 more months of Spotify Premium. Oh, for new members only. I got 6 months last time. Apex Legends Star Wars Charms weapon. Show the competition what you're made of with new Red Leader and Imperial Ties weapon charms. Brought to you by EA Play. Oh, God. Some things in gaming just leave me behind. Leaving Game Pass. I didn't see this list.
Yes.
Alan Wake, Battlefleet Gothic, Dungeon of the Endless, Final Fantasy IX, which friend of the show Jeremy is playing on my recommendation on Game Pass. So I guess I'll have to loan him a PS1 copy. Hotline Miami and Plebe Quest The Crusades. So make sure you get Plebe Quest The Crusades or the 10% discount when it leaves Game Pass.
I ended up buying the Final Fantasy IX with a 20% discount, so.
Hey, not bad.
Yeah.
PlayStation.
Now I own Final Fantasy IX in every platform ever made now at this point.
I'm almost there. PlayStation Now adds Neo, Jump Force, and Streets of Rage 4 in May. Pretty good titles.
You haven't played Jump Force, have you?
I know a lot of people will be happy with the fan service of Jump Force and not be concerned about the content.
I've been thinking about buying it.
So for $10 a month, if he doesn't already have a subscription, Brent could try it and not be out $60, right? 40, 30.
Don't be me and be out like $60 on two
Let's
different
say
consoles.
Great.
you can be
That's your
you can
fault.
be out 19.
I'm like,
or
ooh,
60.
Shonen Jump characters, and I just every time I see him in the store, ooh, Shonen Jump characters.
What'd you say, Brent?
I've seen it for like 19 at certain retailers.
Nationwide.
Yes.
Is it like the shop guy from Resident Evil 4? That's a certain retailer. Did you
Yes.
just open up the jack and he's there?
What are you buying? What
I
are
got
you
this
selling?
copy at Jump.
Is it almost GameSpot, but not online?
Yes.
Outlet GameSpot?
But I'm
Was it Facebook Marketplace? I'm confused when you say certain realtors. I need you to be more specific. So
Circuit City.
but
it'd be like a
Media Play.
farmer's market. It'd be like some random place.
I thought of Media Play
Threads.
today. I got my PS1 out of the PS1 case I bought at Media Play. I was thinking about it today.
Oh, I missed that
I
store.
do too.
Mhm.
Rhino Games.
Ugh.
Russell bought Panzer Dragoon from Rhino Games for $4.99
Oh my gosh.
and Daytona USA for $2.99.
Don't forget about FYE,
Oh, FYE was good. I bought a bunch of Foo Fighters DVDs back then.
Suncoast, Movie Coast. We do this for days.
What was the one in South Lake Mall that would rent you consoles? It was like Micro Center, but was it Microplay?
Microplay.
Microplay.
Yeah.
Play. Yeah.
I remember going in there and because this was right when the PlayStation came out, like 96, 97, and we were still running stuff for the Super Nintendo. I remember they had copies of Super 8 where you can play NES games on your Super Nintendo. That blew my mind.
Yeah.
Majority of the time when I went in there, they were just watching fan subs of Dragon Ball Z for episodes that we never got over
This
here.
checks out.
Like everybody was all Super Saiyan form, and I was looking at like I don't know what the fuck's happening here, because we didn't get that until like another 5 or 6 years later. So,
Oh, wow.
but it was a majority of people just in there watching fan subs of Dragon Ball Z. So it's my only vivid memory.
Friend of the show, Andrew, will vividly tell the story of going in there to rent, was it a Jaguar or a 3DO? And Bubsy, maybe? And the guy working there...
Bubsy was good on Jaguar. I don't give a fuck what anybody says.
Okay, that is not the moral of the story or any story. This comes from someone who likes
as I
Double
sit here and
Dragon.
pull out all my Bubsy copies, Bubsy 3D, I was like, well, I love me some Bubsy.
So the person working there is like, no, dude, please don't get this. Try the PlayStation, and we have this game called Resident Evil, and he got both of those and took them home, and that was it for him.
He failed horribly. Bubsy was shit.
Especially
That and it's
especially
the
with Jaguar.
34
I'll die on the Bubsy for Jaguar Hill.
with the
You made
34
the wrong
button, with the
choice. Get the
34 button
Bubsy.
controller. Remember that 34 button controller and that
Yes,
shit?
you got an
With the
overlay.
foam pad on
It
it.
had an overlay you put on it. I have one in the box. I have a sealed Jaguar controller in the box. And Bubsy. We could play Bubsy on Jaguar. I could stream it.
We should. Bubsy on Jaguar is good as shit.
No,
I'll
it's
fuck-
not.
I don't care. Yes, it's
It's
great. I don't give a
ass.
fuck. I do not give a fuck.
Did you have a Jaguar?
Bubsy for life.
Did you
Bubsy
have a
for life.
Jaguar? I don't care about
Ugh.
Bubsy. Did you have a Jaguar to play Bubsy with?
I do have a Jaguar to play Bubsy with.
It's garbage. You cannot tell me that is a good game. Cesar, please tell me that this was like...
Put your Bubsy away.
Please tell me this was like a gift from grandma or something that you have a nostalgia thing for and I can't shit on, which I'm fine with.
Nah.
I have affinity. My grandma gave me Toy Story for Game Boy, which is a garbage game and very, very hard and very, very slow. And it is one of my favorite Game Boy games.
At this point, you would figure I like Double Dragon. I like Bubsy. Checklist, he likes garbage games. Just let me like what I like.
That's what we're here for. No judgment.
Amen.
Okay.
I don't give
Game of the
shit.
year,
I don't give shit
Bubsy.
to anybody and what they like. I like Bubsy for Jaguar.
Okay. Bubsy Jaguar Game of the Year. You heard it here first. 2021.
Yeah. Hey, I don't need reassurance.
Hey, we got Dark Alliance. They announced it one day. We got it. It's out the next day. We could get Bubsy for Jaguar next week. You never know.
I wish.
Is there a
You keep
Jaguar
getting
core
that.
for the Mister yet? I haven't seen that news yet. I don't
I
think.
don't know.
I'm getting a Mister when I go after Polymega and sue them for.
Oh, it's been a couple weeks. We haven't mentioned that.
There's nothing to mention.
There's nothing.
We mentioned them. We mentioned them
vaporware.
more than they mentioned themselves on Twitter. I have no idea what's happening.
We give
over
them more airplay and publicity than they give themselves.
I legit have to follow the German distributor who's distributing the Polymega in Europe because they give more information than the Polymega in the United States. Because they got people bitching at them, and they're like, hey, this is what the last thing we were told. They're giving more information out in the European distribution for a separate company who's distributing it for them than
Tonka?
Polymega themselves.
So like Tonka distributed the Master System?
It's like a GmbH, some kind of German company. They're distributing it out there. Like they're the only people that's actually responding on people asking like, hey, where's this at? So like the Play Magic or whatever the company that does Polymega hasn't done a response since February after they said it's going to ship early February. So I have to follow that German company to get the latest updates. And they're like, we don't know. They're like, we don't know. Last we heard by September. They're actually responding. I sat there and I tweet. I play Polymega. They haven't responded to me at all. So
great. All right, last story, and I skipped this one somehow. I pulled up the wrong bit. PlayStation is partnering with Discord. I do not know anything about this. Does somebody want to take this one?
Yep.
Shoot.
So I mean, it's as easy as what you just said. It's
all right. Moving on.
Done.
Games
Yay!
played. Played some Sea of Thieves.
2022.
Sony has announced a partnership with Discord, which was interesting and kind of unexpected because I heard there was some kind of rumors floating around that Microsoft was maybe going to buy Discord. Discord.
That was before they heard about Bill and Melinda's issues. Their disconnect over Discord.
Oh God! Now that rumor that Bill's like sleeping with the Chinese translator and that's how the marriage ended. I was like, what the hell's happening?
I haven't heard.
Have you
that.
Have you seen the meme that it's awful, awfully odd that the Queen loses her husband and then Bill gets divorced?
Oh dear God! I saw one that said,
what does that mean? I don't get it. Is that a Bill the Tree, King of the Hill reference? I don't get it.
He's gonna marry the Queen now that
he's gonna marry the Queen of England.
Oh, okay. I was already on King of the Hill. I was like, how did you get that?
Is that what it took? How is that a thing?
There's no uproar. There's no uproar for the Windows 95 logo going away because it's like the Windows logo going away because
who gets that in the divorce?
They're sitting there like Bill. It's like they're all the divorce. Nobody will get mad when the Windows logo goes away.
What if she gets Xbox and the next Xbox is like the Melinda box? She specifically calls it. She calls it the Melinda box.
I don't know if I could play games on my Melinda box. I'd feel dirty.
Oh, you have a Melinda box S and a Melinda box X.
Yep. Yeah. That sounds weird.
It sounds horrible.
I'm sorry. I'm backing out of this bit. Oh,
so anyway, PlayStation partners with Discord.
Instead of Melinda box.
Oh, yeah. So to answer your question, Brent, before you get any further, is I apologize, Brent. There's somebody in my job named Brett, and that's why I keep going back and forth. It's okay. My brain doesn't work the same. Because I know I've done that a couple times.
There's somebody in our department that's named Brett.
I'm like, damn it. I say, apparently, I'm just yelling at people with BRs in their name all day.
Battle Royale.
Yeah, that works too. To answer your question, that they Discord had originally entered an exclusive agreement with Microsoft to negotiate a potential buyout. They just broke it. Yeah. Because they decided to go with the small investors, which leads to the story you're talking with.
Oh, they would have fucked them over and put them in like Skype for Business or some bullshit. Link.
I don't know. I don't know.
Or Melinda Chat.
That works too. My Linda Chat.
Anyway, I'm going to try to get us back on course. Because we just keep getting off on it.
Fuck you, Discord.
Discord is, for those who don't know or haven't used it, a very popular online communication service. I've used it a little bit. I'll use it with some of my friends when we play Switch online. I'll use it to mediate their divorce.
Oh God, here we go.
I might have to step away. I can't breathe.
Is the episode now Melinda Box?
It might have to be. I don't know. Oh, holy shit!
Oh, but yeah, I've used it with some of my friends to when we're playing Switch games and stuff. Because I mean, obviously, Switch's online chat service is almost non-existent.
Booty hole.
Didn't we try this with Mario Kart or something back in the day, or Splatoon?
Yeah.
Yes.
I think that's the only
And-
reason I have a Discord account.
Mine is that, and I follow some game developers that I have on Kickstarter. That maybe one day I'll get a copy of their games.
But Discord actually works really well, and they've been adding, you know, aside from the chat, both, you know, audio and text. You know, you can
Dating profiles.
you can screen share, you can do all sorts of stuff. But
Is that why they didn't buy them? Is it didn't fit their needs at the time? Is that what it is? Is that what we're going with? Like they knew what was going to happen, or like we can't use this as a dating service, so we're not going to buy you.
This is a chat service. Go on. You can speak with the person. Go on. It's not for dating profiles. So we're out. You can't swipe right in Discord.
Oh God.
but all it says is that they are going to be working with PlayStation to basically integrate Discord into the PlayStation experience.
They bought a percentage, like a small percentage. Did they say how much they bought of that company in that article, Brent?
I am looking.
It's like similar to their Epic deal where they bought like a small percentage
Like an
as an
investment
investor.
piece.
Yeah.
No, this doesn't say. I do remember hearing that they did buy a stake in Discord.
Yeah. I don't think it's much. It's similar to the Epic deal. It was like a small stake.
The Verge
yeah.
article says, as part of the new partnership, Sony's also investing an unspecified amount of money into Discord as part of its Series H investment round as a minority investor.
There it is.
Yeah. It's one of those things where they hope that Discord does well for whatever changes they're making, and they'll cut a profit once they sell the stock later. Similar to probably what they're doing with Epic. So
how long until, like, we got Twitch on the last consoles, we got Twitch baked into both systems, like, on the OS level. How long until we get Discord on both of those, you know?
it said early 2022 for Sony at the earliest. So we'll see something early next year.
Yeah. So that might be something, you know, we could focus on the rest of this year. We set up a NOFODcast Discord of some kind. And that might make it easier to play and have that shared fandom or a community, that kind of thing is what I meant.
Dating service.
Oh, I got to get away from that. I'm just going to go right. It's just going to get... I was wiping tears away. I had to move away from it.
Bill stepped away from Discord. He'd rather go after something like a divorce attorney and get that system baked into his Xbox.
No.
This went dark very quickly.
He's going to lose his ass.
Legal Zoom.
Legal Zoom.
Legal Zoom.
Stop. All right, I can't. This is me. I gotta stop.
And he'll get Legal Zoom bombed with somebody drawing
no.
penises on the screen.
Yeah, like that's what we warn people at my job.
We don't control this. We didn't roll this out.
And back to Eric, and that's a penis. Hopefully that's not Eric. We'll go ahead and kick this person out of their chat. No, there's Eric. He's smiling. He's happy, people. It was not Eric's penis.
That is Eric, but no, that wasn't. Just to clarify, that wasn't his penis.
That was Eric. Like, this is Eric. That was not my penis. I just want everybody to know.
The penis that was on the screen before, not mine. Just need y'all to know.
Mine is directly under the desk, not in front of the camera.
It's here. It's under the desk. I have it here. I can see it. It's under the desk. You can't see it.
God, I hope he doesn't see it. I hope he has pants on.
Eric's work from home. Who knows? Oh, holy shit. That's all the news. We made it an hour and 10 minutes.
Yes. Now we only got 30 minutes and get everything else in there. Don't worry, I didn't play much, so everybody wins.
And I played Halo.
Well done, sir.
There's nothing to
I can't
report on
wait
there.
I can't wait to get your green screen in the back. That way, when you talk about Halo, you can be on the ring installation.
It will be. It will literally be the ring installation. So they actually have. It's funny you mentioned that. The only thing I was literally going to add, this newest season. So you've always had nameplates. So we don't really play for the customizable stuff, but it's fun to. We call them Halo Bucks. I've talked about it on the podcast before. So you complete like weekly challenges or seasonal challenges, and they will give you the Halo Bucks to spend on cosmetics, which is just armor pieces or skins or nameplates or things like that. And this season has incorporated like gifts as nameplates. They've always been static things. So friend of the show Jeremy has dumped a bunch of his points into this newest season, and his nameplate next to his is literally one of the Halo rings like spinning in space, and it looks awesome. It is so cool. So we're all like gunning for that one now. He got out ahead of us. We were spinning on some old ones.
Yeah, but he sold you on it, right? That's all it took, right?
Oh yeah, and we've always had so. I talked about it on the show before, but when we play together, it's myself, friend of the show Russell, friend of the show Dale, and friend of the show Jeremy. And myself, Russell, and Jeremy have our clan tag is Teabag Dale. And then when Dale's playing with us, his is I'm Dale. So they'll see the four of us in there. And we always have the same nameplate, except for now Jeremy has a different one.
So, but when are you gonna get Brandon that rotating chair?
Come on, Brent. Play some Halo.
Eventually, once I get set up, hell yeah.
I actually selfishly don't want you to play with us because Cesar played with us one time and was not just competitive but above me in the scoreboard. And I'm like, okay, I play this every Saturday. We can't have this happen.
On that one match,
He hasn't
like I
been
was gonna
back
send
since.
you, like I was gonna send you a bill from my medical doctor for all that back surgery I had to get for that one match.
For carrying us. My only other note, I spoke about either last podcast or the one before, but I had talked with this guy on eBay. He had a listing of all the official PlayStation magazines, demo discs, from 2 through 46, and they all came in. And this is the case he shipped them in and everything, and they are like I haven't looked.
Yeah, but where's number one? You got number one
I
already?
don't have one. It's expensive as fuck. It's
How much is it?
70, 80 bucks. It's a Ghost in the Shell magazine. So I think there's that fandom also after that.
Ghost in the Shell is a good ass game on the PlayStation.
It's like a robot moving around, right? Like this beetle looking thing.
It was one of the first CD based games that had like full on animation on there in high quality.
Gotcha.
That wasn't bullshit. That before was only done on Sega consoles.
Right. Or
Not
like
to say
Sega
that
CD and shit.
They were bad, but
Yeah.
yeah. But it was like watching a fucking DVD quality movie on CD-ROM back in the day.
So disc 2 has Crash Bandicoot 2, Croc, Brent's favorite game of all time. Armored Core, Madden 98, Cool Borders 2, and Colony Wars. And non-playable...
Oh, they said Connie Wars.
Colony Wars.
Not I thought you said Connie Wars. I was like, Connie Wars?
Connie Wars. What was the Battle of the Connies?
I'm Googling it right now. Is that a thing?
No disrespect to all the Connies out there. We love you.
The only one I know is it was In the Heat, right? That's the only Connie I can think of. What was his name?
I'm not doing famous Connies for 400 with you.
No, you know what I'm talking about. Just give me this. In the Heat, what was it? In the Heat of the Night, right?
Is that the cop show, the procedural?
Yeah.
With the guy who killed himself?
Oh God, I don't think it's that dark.
I mean, that's what I know it as. And
I was wrong.
The one with the late Yamet Kota, right?
No, I was wrong. I'm thinking of Carol O'Connor.
Carol O'Connor, and her son is the one that killed himself. There we go.
O'Connor, thank you.
We went full circle. Non-playable.
I'm sorry.
Non-playable on this disc is NHL Face-Off 98 and Ghost in the Shell. But the biggest thing of note is like you never know. It's eBay. You never know what you're gonna get. This individual curated this collection. Like this 2 through 46 is all. I just spot checked them, but I haven't found an issue with any of these discs. They're all like perfectly mint. Like he or she took them out of the magazine and put them in this binder.
Immediately afterwards.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I've always talked about doing this, and they're all in order. Like they put them in order as they go. So these are all these demo discs. I think it would be a lot of fun to go through them and catalog them. And I talked about it on either the last podcast or the one before that. Like I spoke with them, and they would be cool with me putting them on. You know, to to have them there historically for anybody who wanted to check them out.
Right.
That is 44. I thought I had 46. Yeah, there's 46. So 46 is like a Tomb Raider collection. You have demos of Aladdin in Nasira's Revenge, Alone in the Dark, Dave Mirra BMX Remix, and then you have Gran Turismo 2, Tomb Raider 2, Tomb Raider 3, and Tomb Raider 4. And disc 40, this one was interesting. Disc 44, you have, I'm not going to read the crap ones. You have Ape Escape, Legend of Dragoon, Legacy of Kain Soul Reaver, Medieval 2, Siphon Filter 2, Metal Gear Solid, and Tekken 3. That's a hell of a demo disc.
Yeah, that's a good ass demo
good
disc.
Fucking
That's
games.
It's almost a Pizza Hut quality demo
Holy
disc.
shit, that's some good fucking games. Here's another one. This is disc 25, NFL Extreme 2. Okay, so backstory. So Cesar starts telling me about this arcade NFL series called NFL Extreme. I'm like, I might have to check this out. I'm a big Blitz fan. He's like, what's Blitz? And so I ordered these, and I was like, okay, these are pretty good. And he's got nostalgia for them. And then we started our Blitz kick after that. It was on after that. So that one has NFL Extreme 2 Omega Boost, which is a Polyphony Digital like mech type shooter game.
It's like the last game they made before they just made strictly racing games.
Yep. Jet Moto 3, Bugs Bunny Lost in Time, Wipeout 3, Pac-Man World, Toy Story 2, Championship Motocross featuring Ricky Carmichael, and Metal Gear Solid VR missions. I miss demo discs. This is good shit.
Hey, we did get demo discs with the PSVR.
Yep, we did.
Yep.
And I've also located the subset collection because I have all those PSVR demo discs. Get those now while they're cheap. And while these are also cheap, I'm rounding up these right now. There's 3 discs of PlayStation Move demo discs for PS3 that have like Ape Escape and Sports Champions and what was that, Medieval Quest or something like that. It wasn't a medieval game, but it was like medieval. I want to say Medieval Times. Medieval Moves. That's what it was. It's right there in the title. But those are my games played / collected. I'm very happy to add those to the collection. It was $65 shipped for all 46 of those discs. So I'm very happy to have those. And I told him, I was like, I'm not a reseller. I'm not going to break these out and start selling each one of these individually. And he gave me a deal after that. And I was like, they're going to a good home. Like I'm gonna have these for a long, long time. So they're gonna be properly historically categorized. What's the term?
Cataloged,
preserved,
laminated.
I've actually already laminated them, and they won't play in the PlayStation anymore.
That's built by design.
On a side note, I mentioned opening up that media play bag. I popped in Legend of Dragoon. I've started it 8,000 times. And I played that opening bit and the movie and all that kind of stuff. And I played it on my PS1 with the screen. And that screen, I'm a CRT snob, right? Like I'm a CRT master race for these type games. That LCD they tacked on with that PS1, that small one, that's a good ass looking screen. And those movies, like the way that, how small that screen is, the FMVs and stuff, they look legit. Like, that's impressive. So, but that was just kind of check it out. Legend of Dragoon is kind of on my list of shame. I would like to at least experience more of that than I have of some other
So
titles.
good.
Yeah, have you played all the way through, Brant? You're a fan?
I've played several times. I get close to the end, and then something always happens.
No, beating it. Do it.
I've gotten to the point where a certain character
betrays.
Spoilers, dies.
Yeah, kind of, yeah.
You get some backstory.
Yeah, you get backstory.
We're not even giving you names, so you can't even figure it out. So
I'll be waiting for the betrayal. I'm just waiting 60 hours for betrayal.
Character A betrays character 74.
No!
You have no, yeah. Now you have no clue. There's like 8 people in your team. Figure it out.
I have a 1 in 8 chance.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you'll guess it before then because all roads lead to that person. So,
but those FMVs are really well done. Like you can see they went for the Final Fantasy thing, and it pushes the PlayStation when you're looking at it with even the pre-render backgrounds and like the dragon that's running
looks
after
amazing
Dart through the the beginning part of the game. It's just you're looking at it, and I hit. This is what broke me before, and this may be my end. Okay, I only played an hour of this, and I didn't even save because I didn't have a memory card up there. So get this. So no, stop. Get this. So this is the PS1 back. It says Brant, I know you were listening at this time, but we used to do Game Club, and we did Siphon Filter, and I took this bag to work for lunch breaks to play Siphon Filter, and I would break open the screen, and that was the memory card I had in there and everything. But I couldn't find it, and I popped this in just to do it, and I won the first battle. And it has basically 8 active time events things for the battle system, and I never got those, and I got both of them on the first battle, and I'm like, ooh, I might be good at this. So I'm like, after the opening cutscene, and then the opening like rendered cutscene with the girl that you see, I don't even know her name yet. She saved Dart. And then that first battle when he goes into the town.
Rose.
What was her name?
Rose.
Mm-hmm. As you go into the town, and then I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna stop this. And I hit power on the PlayStation, and I glance down at the bag, and the front of the official PS1 bag is mesh. And I'm looking at the front of it, and I see the memory card. I saw it in the front. So I'm holding power, right? I'm sitting at my desk. I'm holding power, and then I'm doing like this. I'm doing like entrapment. I'm Catherine Zeta-Jones, and I'm reaching down. I'm trying to grab it. I gotta unzip this mesh thing and like pull out the memory card. And I'm like, what am I doing? I'll just watch this again. I'm only 20 minutes in, so I let go, and then it shut down, and that was it. But
should have finished the fight, man. Should have finished the fight.
Yeah, dude, it's such a good game.
I hear good things, and it's on my list of shame. Like, I've played so much of, even if I haven't beat a lot of the major titles, but I've played so much of them to feel like I got a good grasp of them, and I have nothing of this title. Before we had a PS1, this is the demo. For some reason, the Stockbridge Walmart, this is the PS1 demo that they always had in there, and I would play like the same battles over and over and over. And I thought it was some sort of Final Fantasy game. I wasn't into games like that. So those are my games played. I actually stretched that segment out longer than I thought I would.
As he should. I mean, Shuhei Yoshida was the one that did that game. So
yes, I know he's a big part of that.
No, we just need him back to do more.
We need him back, and we need Sean Layton back. This episode is brought to you by, we're going to stop for an ad, Mountain Dew Zero Sugar Frostbite. It's got a dope-ass looking shark on it. It's some sort of melon flavor, not to be confused with Major Melon, their other official long-term zero sugar flavor and regular flavor. This is a limited time Walmart exclusive. Make sure you go out and grab this. $3.68 for a 12-pack. The best under $4 I've ever spent for a 12-pack of zero sugar soda. There you have it. It's a shark. It's Mountain Dew Zero Sugar Frostbite. And now on to the next segment of Games Played.
To make that clear, Shuhei is still with Sony. We don't need to bring him back.
He has a very limited role, it seems like. He is not in the trenches like he used to be.
No, you threw in the Sean Layton thing that confuses people. I said we need him back on Legend Dragoon.
We need them both back in a much larger capacity than they both currently have. One on the fringes and one on the outside.
No, actually, to add to your Mountain Dew thing, I saw somebody on Twitter had taken a picture of Biden where he said he waived the patent for the exclusivity of Taco Bell's Baja Blast. I was like, that's pretty funny. So apparently now it can be sold everywhere outside of just Taco Bell.
I also saw Trevor Noah said, and of course the context is that they're releasing the patent on the COVID-19 vaccine stuff. Trevor Noah said, now do the 11 herbs and spices. Oh, God. How do we follow this segment up? And we only have 25 minutes to do so.
Mine's easy. Mine's done. I mean, majority of my gameplay this week was just I played some more Judgment on PS5.
Ooh.
I'm just going through the story.
Oh, I saw that clip you posted. I was in tears.
You saw that? Yeah, I just walked in and everything exploded, and I was like, "What the fuck?" I just went to get the thing, and it just exploded all over the place. You saw that? I hadn't recorded that. I was like, "I have to record this."
Brant, he's just walking into this. He's walking into this room, right? And there's a shelf with like vegetables and fruit and boxes and all kinds of stuff, and he's just walking. and the shelf just goes crazy. Like earthquake went off on the shelf like it had a bomb. And the physics are bouncing all around the room. I was like, and you see Cesar, I could see him play, and he just stops. He's like looking around, like, what the fuck? Oh,
I'm just trying to walk in the room, man. I'm just trying to progress the story. It blocked the way. I couldn't go down the stairs. I had to go back out the room and go back in there. I was like, what the fuck just happened?
oh, it blocked your progress?
Yeah, it blocked the path. And I was like, what? I couldn't get around the wire thing.
Oh gosh.
I love video games.
Yeah, that would have been a great moment to do live. I was sitting there like, what the fuck? I just walked in there, pick up whatever the item on the ground.
Normal.
Like, holy shit.
Sure. Carry on.
Yeah, I got like 20 hours into the game. I'm probably about halfway through it. I just got to the point when the game starts out, you have to prove the innocence for a captain inside the Yakuza for the Toho clan, Hamura. He gets framed for killing somebody by stabbing them in the eyes. As you play as Tak Yagami, he goes through and he finds out that Hamura didn't do it, but he knows he did. And so he was able to get him off the murder charges, but it's still kind of following the case. So he's kind of picking the eye of that said captain who's trying to hinder him in this case. So he's trying to figure out who's the person who's stabbing these eyes out for these other Yakuza syndicate who was moving into Tokyo, and they just codename him the Mole. And it's kind of like a noir story. So as you go through, the story is slowly unraveling as you chase these different leads. He doesn't have a real lead yet. So some of it's like, oh, there was like a robbery at this at the Toho clan a year ago, and he's finding this out, and that information leads him further down the rabbit hole of what he's trying to look for, because there's no clear-cut leads to it. So I think at the point I am now is I'm just following a lead where I am trying to investigate the competing Yakuza family and trying to figure out why they're being targeted and why they're even in Tokyo for why they're even in Tokyo for any reason why they're there, since it belongs to another Yakuza family. That's pretty much all I played this week. The majority of my week was watching anime. I can go on to that forever, but I'm just going to defer that back to Brant. So
there was Judgment news today. Are we going to do that next week?
We can real quick. They just announced the sequel for Judgment. Lost Judgment comes out September 24th. This will be the first time that's the Yakuza studio, Ryo, I forgot the name off the top of me, the RGG studio, has done a worldwide simultaneous release. And this will also be dubbed at the same time. So it's going to be released worldwide on September 24th on PS4, PS5, Xbox One, and then the series versions. They had a Windows 10 and Steam version, but that mysteriously disappeared. I got a feeling it's probably because there's going to be another Stadia exclusive, which I'm assuming both those Judgment games will probably come out later on PC next year, probably. I got a feeling that Stadia paid for those, so that way they make it on PC.
These Stadia deals. We talked about the death of Stadia, but those deals are still coming. They're still they were signed long before.
But yeah, I don't think they've gone much into gameplay wise in the story. I didn't follow it too much because I probably go through there. They kind of did a sizzle reel, like what was going on. I can't follow it coherently because some of the characters I don't recognize, so I didn't really pay too much attention to it. I know the only odd bit on there was that he was in a new location, which is Yokohama. They did mention that his investigation will take place in some high schools. So he does have a new martial arts style where it doesn't kill people. So you can actually basically just unarm high school students or something like that. That was something they incorporated in the game. That way you're not sitting there killing high schoolers. So, which is probably a bad look.
I saw a dancing mini game, like a DDR type thing. I was laughing my ass off at it.
Yeah. I mean, that whole Yakuza and Judgment, they've been known to do those type of
mini games, batting cages and shit. Yeah.
Karaoke, all that kind of stuff. The only thing they did confirm is that the new direction they have with Yakuza 7, they will continue to do turn-based. So, which turns some people off, but it should be fine because Judgment is continuing the traditional Yakuza style. So I guess you have that bit for some people who like it, and then a lot of people love that turn-based bit.
And you have these. They've been making games for. I mean, this Yakuza series is 15 years old now.
Yeah.
Plus, so you have to have innovation in there. They can't keep doing the same thing, so they don't want to. So.
But then it's weird because you got some people who love Yakuza that don't like Judgment, and then you got some people who do not like the turn-based stuff. So it's just some of the hardcore fans are getting turned off. So you're always going to have that, but they have to make money. You have to get that appeal across multiple people. So it's that middle ground you got to walk. So
Blue ocean.
You're gonna lose some people, but it is what it is. Yep. So, but yeah, that's it for me, Brent. Bringing it on home. What is this time limit here before we hit the
18
magic
minutes?
Number?
19.
18 minutes.
No,
19 minutes.
18.15.
18.9 minutes.
Well, mine will probably go a little bit shorter than
0.59.
Mine will go a little bit shorter than that, but it's all right. We can continue to go back to Bill Gates.
No, please God, no.
Guys.
I've only gotten to play a small handful of games because this week my Astro City Mini came in the mail.
Impressions.
It arrived Wednesday. I've got it right here.
Yes, it looks sexy.
It's such an impressive little machine. And the build quality, everything from the interface to the sound of the machine. I didn't plug it into the TV yet because even though I ordered it and the controller at the same time, they weren't in the same order because the controller sold out extremely quickly. So I had to wait until limited run because this was a limited run deal. I ordered the machine at like 10 a.m. when they did the first wave. And then at 6, I tried to order 2 controllers and was only able to get 1. But the Astro City, like I said, it came this Wednesday. And then the controller just got here today. So, but I did boot it up and I played some Cotton.
Yes. Long live Cotton.
What was it? I played Virtua Fighter, Golden Axe, and Columns.
Yeah.
Trying to remember if I played. Oh, and Shinobi. And I played Shinobi.
And Altered Beast.
I actually did not play Altered Beast.
I was waiting for Richard to come out there. Nobody should play Altered Beast.
Rise from your grave.
Oh, I'm sorry, man. It's a good game. That is a really good game.
Hey, man, if I can have my bad, Bubsy take, he can have his bad. Altered Beast.
I'm done with both of you.
Altered Beast, man. Come on. It's a great, especially arcade style.
I played through it with this is probably 20 years ago at this point, but friend of the show who designed our theme song, his name's Joel.
Yeah. He
and I played it on Genesis. And it was just like, what are we doing? This was it didn't age well. I get that
I was about to say it didn't it really doesn't hold up today. I don't
want to derail Brant, but I follow indie gamer chick on Twitter, and she just went through the whole bit going through like Sega games, and she said Ultra Beast, this is a bad game.
It's trash.
She tried it and she's like, this is a bad game. And then when I watched that Final Beast cast, they straight called out their runs like Castlevania and all that. They straight called out Ultra Beast as a bad game. They're like, that was a bad game. That happened today too.
I'm validated.
Out of all the games they remember like Ultra Beast, and then we did Ultra Beast. That was a bad game. That's what Vinny said.
This handles all these games great. Cool. Like I said, I haven't plugged it into the TV. I think Cesar, a couple months ago, we saw you playing it on your TV, and it looked and
it was a post show. Yeah, nobody else saw that.
Looked and sounded great, and even just from these little speakers that is on the machine, it sounds awesome, and it looks great too. And everything performed great. I never had any dips or kind of glitches or anything weird happen with any of the games while I was playing.
What's it got in running that thing?
I don't even remember.
Like a little ARM processor?
I don't know if it says on here. Do you remember, Cesar? I can't remember exactly what the internals
were. What inputs has it got on the back, Brant? That's a pretty good picture we had.
I don't.
There we go.
Yeah, because you have HDMI, 2 USBs,
nice.
Power, and then 3.5.
Yeah.
I don't remember being anything they bragged about internally.
Okay.
It could just be like basically a Pi, like a smaller version of it. So
yeah, that would be my guess. It's kind of like a Pi.
It's a better build than the SNK ones. So it's one of the better built ones, but this one is fairly expensive, so it seems like the quality matches the price.
I got
Yeah.
you.
Because those SNK ones were like above $100, and that quality did not follow
I've been
that price.
tempted on the
No.
Neo Geo ones, but I'm like, I have some of those
They've been so
games
cheap,
everywhere.
But yeah, 40. They were like 40 and 32 at some point. Those are no brainers, $40, $32. But they sell it so quick when they hit that price.
Right.
But yeah, anything above that, I wouldn't chance it. I would $32 is to add to your collection and maybe not ever play. It would probably be fine.
Right.
Because just the aesthetic looks cool. That's fine. But it's like what you said. I mean, those things are playable on everything else. It's probably playable better on everything else.
Yeah.
So, not to knock it, but
yeah, the interface and I mean how they have everything set up, it's extremely simple to jump into something and go into the little pause menu and save or load your game or go back to the main menu or go back into your game that you're playing. They did a really good job with this, and I'm glad that we finally, in some official capacity, got it over here.
Got a U.S. release of some sort.
Yeah.
Maybe since that went so well, we'll get, even though it sold out fast and is not available for everybody and that sort of thing, maybe that will open the door to more of those type things.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I wouldn't necessarily hold my breath because, I mean, I got excited and we talked about it on the podcast and I thought they were just doing, opening pre-orders, and Cesar was like, no, they have a limited supply of them. So I think even if they do have something else interesting come up, they'll probably just give it to somebody like a limited run or Amazon or something, and
like Turbo did.
But still, it's going to be like a limited supply. They're not going to just flood the market with them. But other than that, I'm trying to work on setting everything up in here. It's still going to be a minute, but I did plug the PS5 in.
And play Dynasty Wars 9. Tell us about it.
Balan World. Balan World.
Oh.
You played the PS4 version, not the PS5 version. Tell us about it.
But I did.
PS4 on
PS4.
Dynasty Warriors or Balan Wonderworld?
Balan
Wonderland.
Wonderworld. Wonderland.
Balan Wonderland is the Game Boy one.
Probably.
But it had to
Neo
update.
Geo Pocket Color version.
That connects to Dreamcast. To Trade Tim's.
Connects to Sonic Adventure and somehow it works.
Trade Tim's and Chow's.
You have to have the stackable cartridges to do it with Sonic.
Oh
God, yeah.
But
Sonic and Knuckles and Balan Wonderworld.
Sonic, Knuckles, and the Isle of Tim's. But no, I had to update everything, and I did. I really wanted to try and play this before the podcast, and it just didn't happen. I wanted to try and do a run on Returnal because I picked that up, and I've heard some good things. I know they've been having some issues as far as like people are complaining because it's a roguelike that you can do a run and be playing for an hour or longer and not have a save.
I saw a 3-hour run that somebody lost, and I was like,
yeah, and people are very weary about putting their PS5s into rest mode still, especially with the it being able to push updates. And if it does that, which they updated Returnal, they updated the game, and people started having their save files. I mean, there were people that had almost completely platinumed the game, or people that had platinumed the game, and save file gone.
oh,
All their save data just gone.
even off like PlayStation Cloud and stuff.
That's the thing is, if it hasn't updated in the cloud, they could still pull their save data out. But if you got your save file corrupted and then you have it to like auto push that update, it would it could corrupt what was in the cloud too.
Ooh.
So you had to really be careful. But I know they've since pushed another update, basically downgrading their Returnal update back to a more stable software
Build.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And they're still working. They're working on it. Housemarque is they're working nonstop. But as far as
did you see that one on Twitter where somebody had tagged that Housemarque where they were like, "Thanks, Returnal," and were like, "Your game is automatically updated." So the Resmo had closed the game for the update, and the guy just posted the image on the screen. He's like, "Thanks, Returnal," because he had put his computer to Resmo because he couldn't save, and it updated the game and closed it out. It gave him that message as soon as he turned on the game. He's like, "Your game is closed due to an update."
Yeah.
He put on Twitter. It's like, "Thanks, Returnal."
That's the thing is, yeah, if it updates the game in rest mode, it will just close out the game too.
Oh, they gotta fix that.
So
that's a nightmare for those type games.
But I mean, other than those issues, I have heard a lot of good about this game.
Same. I wish I could support it, but I'm just not in the position right now.
And then along with that, because it came out today, and I mean, we've been talking about it for quite a while now. Resident Evil Village, which
it's pronounced Village.
I'm sure you guys will have impressions next week for us.
I don't know. Mine's look a little bit different than yours. Mine's like mine has a bird.
Yours has the bird.
Oh, birdie version.
Resident Evil Village Supremacy. I got the raw gay version.
You got the one with the giant lady that steps on you sexually.
That you just do a dating game and it's just with her only. As soon as I pop it in there, all the other fluff is taken out.
Okay, so a side note on the tall freaky lady, because this has come up a couple times now.
A lot.
So I decided
Bill Gates is looking at her, right?
Oh God, no! Here we go.
Where do you think this is going?
I don't know.
Okay, so I'm like, all right, that's people's kink. That's cool. That's fine. Sexy. We're all being locked in. We're all horny. It's fine. It's a thing. It is what it is. Are people really thirsty like that for the tall vampire lady? So I went to a well-known content hub and just did a search for Resident Evil, and the answer was yes. And so, Brant, you may finish your games played.
What they call it? What they call it, Brant? I know you know. They call it what? Rule 34.
Rule 34.
Yep, Rule 34.
What does that mean?
Don't look it up.
If it exists,
don't Google it.
There's some type of porn of it. If it exists, there's some type of porn of it. Rule 34.
So this is rule. Let's call this Rule 69 because this was Rule 34, but there was a lot of it.
So, what's funny is when they announced what was her name, Rivet.
Yeah. Oh god.
Somebody in the very next post.
Moving on, back to Brant. Brant.
At the very,
Cesar, you're back in your war correspondence.
In the very next post, they're right below it. They're like, somebody enact Rule 34. That was the next post.
No, why?
No.
They didn't put. I'm not talking about images. That was the next post. Enact Rule 34, and the rest of the thread was everybody just talking about Rule 34. That's how I learned about Rule 34 that day.
Is it like Palpatine?
I had to look at what the fuck is Rule 34, and I had to Google it. And I'm like, oh my god.
Commander Code.
It's like Palpatine. Yeah. Initiate Order 66.
Oh, sexy Lombax. What does a sexy Lombax look like?
Oh, you probably don't want to know. I don't want to know.
There's a porn of it.
I don't want to know.
That's a real thing, I guess.
Oh gosh, don't do it, sir. Don't do it, sir. Also, that's my games played. I'm done.
You can look it up.
Let me out of the show. I want to be.
He's the only one looking that shit up. He's the only one. I'm not looking that shit up.
You're an adult. You can do what you want.
I can't.
Hey man, yeah. I don't judge. You live your lives, man.
I'm almost on 18 season 2.
Second season.
Second season. Yeah, so the Resident Evil search.
Hopefully I can make it to 18 third season.
Yeah. So
nah, you might get canceled.
The tall vampire lady was a bunch of the Resident Evil search, but there's a lot of Jill Valentine, Nemesis.
gosh.
Nemesis was surprisingly popular. I saw in the preview clip. I saw the backside of what I think was a liquor. So.
No. No.
And it was doing something vile. So I only saw the backside of it.
Some people like that stuff, man. Hey, whatever floats y'all's boats.
Ugh.
Then you
Losing
got-
faith in humanity.
Then you got like real people like Army Hammer who's into like weird mutilation stuff. So there's weird people out there. There's worser things.
So I'm scrolling to see what's in there. And I'm like, all right, these are clips, right? Like 18 seconds, 20 seconds. I'm like, no, that's 8 minutes and 43 seconds. Like, I guess. Oh, sure. All right, fine. That's a thing.
I guess it takes somebody 8 minutes for it. So that's why they had to make it that long. That was their barometer. They had like, I watched this content. I need to decide how long I need this content to be, and then they just experimented that way.
I don't even know. It's not my place to judge.
Hey,
Did the president die in every one of them?
I saw Ashley.
Oh, no.
I saw our girl Ashley.
I can't deal with Ashley in the normal setting. How can I deal with Ashley in that type of setting?
I've got some video content for you to show you how to deal with Ashley.
I would walk away from Ashley and be like, "You're on your own."
All right, you guys have anything to add? Even though
No.
it's 1 minute and 46, we came 2 minutes short of our goal. I'll make an edit to where.
Phrasing.
Yeah, I know. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us this episode, and we will catch you next week. Bye.
Adios.
See it.
Giant bomb forever.